Hey guys, welcome to another vlog. Today I am here in my office because I am preparing to make some labels, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity to bring you a little bit behind the scenes to see some of the things that I am doing differently from the last time that I recorded a video on how I make my labels. I think there's been a couple of updates that have made everything a little bit more simpler and more efficient that I want to share with you today. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. And if you are returning, welcome back to my channel, Life with Sweet Hope. This channel is all about really my life and how it relates to my small business, which is a skincare and bath and body brand called Sweet Hope Naturals. And my name is Dulce Esperanza, which translated means sweet hope. So this is how I came up with the name for my channel. So it kind of blends in with my own personal name as well as the name of my business. So if you're interested in checking out how I make my labels, I make them myself here at home or print them myself here at home. And I have a few other hacks that I want to share with you guys today. But if you think that would be interesting, would you stick around for the rest of the vlog? And thanks for joining us today. I've been wanting to do this video of updating how I make my labels. There's not a huge difference, but I just want to show you guys just different little things that I've done. And I want to start from the top to help you in the best way possible to get started making your own labels at home. And guys, make your life easier. Don't make it harder. Let's work smarter, not harder, right? I always hear that. But first, let's talk about the printer. You guys, when you are printing and making your own labels, it is so important that you have a good quality printer. And I am completely convinced that the printer that I have is the absolute best for the look that I want, for the labels that I want, for the convenience that I want, and for the quality that I'm looking for. So I've gone through tons of printers in my life. And as a photographer, I was big on having a good printer. I used Kodak printers for such a long time. They were such a good value and such great quality, but they stopped making them. So when I started in this business and trying to create good labels, I was looking for the best specs in a printer and all these things and looking at other videos and seeing what other people were using. But I came down to finding the Epson Eco Tank, and that has been the best purchase that I have made in my business. I use it so much. I've had it for, I believe, going on 3 or 4 years now, because I purchased it when I moved into this house. So I believe it's going to be about 3.5, maybe 4 years that I purchased this printer. And it is just amazing. This printer is an inkjet printer, and I prefer the look of inkjet. I like the way the colors are better. They're more lifelike, the colors. And even though when I first started, I really wasn't using any color, I was just using black and white, black ink on white paper. Now that I've incorporated more color, I am just really glad that I had already invested in the Epson printer. A lot of people like their color laser jets. I think those are great. They have a great quality as well. But for the look that I want, I prefer the inkjet. So the Epson EcoTank ET4800 is a version that I have, and it's a little bit old now, but I believe you may be able to purchase an EcoTank printer from Epson and maybe a newer version now, and it might be even better than what I have. But I have found it to be extremely efficient, and I just really get more for my money. I'm able to purchase the ink and fill up my tanks, and they last me for a very long time. Even now that I'm using more color in my labels, it still lasts very long. I don't know, maybe once or twice max a year, I have to refill the tanks. Honestly, that's crazy thinking of the amount of stuff that I print all the time. So I'm very happy with the printer. It works really well. The only thing now that it's getting a little bit older, I have to do the cleanings a little bit more often just to keep the print heads clean and aligned and all that good stuff. So just make sure you're constantly doing those cleanings in between uses and you should be good to go. Now, when it comes to paper, there's hands down no other company that can beat Online Labels. OnlineLabels.com is definitely the best place for me, the best quality. Some of their papers are pricey, but then again, you need to weigh that in terms of if you were to send out your labels to get printed or outsourced to a professional printer, you would be paying a lot more money. So I feel like it's still a lot less than what I would be paying if I had to have my labels printed professionally. So I don't mind paying extra for the higher quality of the online labels. So I use mostly the weatherproof matte, but I've also been using the weatherproof gloss. So I love the look of both, and I feel like I'm leaning towards the facial skincare side of my collection and brand. I like to use the glossy look for those labels, and then for everything else, like everything else that's like Bath and Body, I like to use the matte labels for those things. So far it's worked out really well, and that is one of the things that I do. The other thing that I do is that I purchase from online labels in pre-cut templates. This has been a game changer for me because I don't have to waste time with my guillotine trying to cut everything to size. That is just a huge waste of time as a business owner. We have so many things to get done. I don't need to spend any more time trying to cut these labels. So now I buy all of my labels cut to size. So I have a big stack of online labels that I have in all the different sizes that I need. And I try to use a size that will fit different products for me so that I'm not buying too many, so that I could be a little bit more efficient. But my line just keeps growing and my products keep changing. So I am constantly just buying the best size for the product that I need. I want it to look professional. I want it to look its best. So for me, that is super important. And then the third thing that you need your printer, you need your paper, and then you also need a design software. So all I use for my labels right now is Canva. I totally recommend that you get the professional subscription for Canva. It is absolutely worth it, and it has everything you possibly need. I haven't found myself purchasing any other graphic elements outside of Canva. If anything, maybe a font or two that I really love, I've gone out and purchased from creativemarket.com and then imported into Canva. But in terms of graphics and backgrounds and colors and designs, I just go with whatever Canva has. And so far it has worked perfectly for me. So Canva is just amazing. So once I have my single label designed, I will take that and import it into the onlinelabels.com software. And I will use their software to create the template, the full page template of the labels so that I can print them out directly from my printer and create a PDF and just print them off from there. So that is the process that I use. And as a matter of fact, I was not using the online labels software as much as I'm using it now. And the reason I started using it is because somebody out there on YouTube, I don't remember who it was, but somebody left me a comment on that old video about a year ago or two that I made that video, and told me to skip the Photoshop and go straight to the onlinelabels.com and then just print them from there. And the reason why I was not doing that is because sometimes they don't come out aligned properly with the cut of the label. So I liked using Photoshop because I was able to adjust. If something was off, I would just go in and move it, just a quarter of an inch, or just make the tiniest adjustments to make it match the pre-cut label sheet But in general, now that I'm just using the software directly from Online Labels, I am pretty much getting a consistent result. Sometimes I'll get something that's off a little bit, you know, and maybe there's a little bit of a white line at the top of my label, but it's so minuscule and so um, it just doesn't matter to me. It's like it's fine. So I I just do that now. I don't use Photoshop at all. I just go straight from Canva. I download my PNG, and then my PNG goes into the Online Label software. And then from there, I just create my PDF and then print it out. And that's it. That is my entire process. One of my goals that I've had for a long time now is to start to outsource my labels. And I just haven't gotten to that point quite yet, although I did start outsourcing some. And let me show you, I found the most amazing Amazon hack. So I have these labels that I make for my logo, and these are just circles. They're 2-inch circles, and they just have my logo in the middle, and this is my brand color right here. So I used to have these printed from Canva, and I like their quality. They're really nice, really glossy. They just look really professional. So I was making them directly from Canva, and they used to print them for me. But then I decided to give Amazon a try. So I started to see all of these listings on Amazon for small labels like this, like 2-inch, 2.5-inch diameter circles and squares. And I'm like, I'm gonna try it because it's just like $14.99 for like 250 labels. Like, what? That's a ton of labels. So I gave it a try with these first. So these are just branding labels that I use randomly in shipping boxes. I just use them on bags. I use them wherever. I mean, this is my logo. I could stick these on anything. So I decided to do a test with Amazon, and I just chose a random company. I had no idea. I saw their reviews. It said that it was good. So I ordered these, and these are from that company from Amazon. I'm not quite sure who they are, but I will link them in the description box below. And you guys can see that these are really, really nice labels, and I got so many of them for such a good price. So this is something that is easy for me to invest in because I am really not changing my branding right now. This is what it's like. So I don't mind having over 200 of these labels printed. It's actually been really, really good for me. So I love, love, love this quality. So since I did that, I thought, okay, what other label can I try and also try the Amazon hack because it's just incredibly cheap. And like I said, I really like the quality. I'm like, what else can I do? So they don't have a lot of options in terms of like a lot of sizing. They kind of have to be smaller. So I'm like, maybe we can do some of our rollers. And that's exactly what I did because the recipe on my rollers doesn't change. It's always the same. And I have a consistent line of therapeutic rollers that I have in my collection. So this was a great time for me to try it out. And again, I'm going to link this Amazon listing for you guys. And I have 3 colors that I tried. So this one is my piece roller. And these are 15 labels per sheet, okay? 15 labels per sheet. And I will tell you how many total were in an order because I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But this is the other one. This is the blue one, and this is the Hope roller. And I think they came out pretty good. And this is a very nice finish for those roller bottles. So I'm really happy with that. And then the last one, these came out a little bit darker than I thought, but it's okay. So the colors were supposed to be a little bit lighter in all honesty. But I should have switched over to RGB color before I changed it, and I didn't. So maybe make sure you, before you order from them, make sure you change your colors to RGB so that it matches more the color that you need. let me look up how many labels this was and how much this costs so I can give you guys an update. Okay, so these circle 2-inch circle labels are beautiful. They have a nice, beautiful finish. I get 300 of these labels for $14.99 on Amazon. Totally worth it. And the square ones, these are 2x2 squares. These were also 300 of each for $14.99. So $15 for all of these, 15 for these, and 15 for these. I think that is a steal, and that is a great way to get some nice labels printed, and it's just something that's done. I don't have to spend any time on these labels at all. So I've been slowly trying to do that. I also did some round ones like this one, a little bit bigger, 2.5 for some of my tins that I do a little balms in tins. I also did those. So slowly I am trying to get the smaller labels done through Amazon, and it's been working out great. So if you haven't tried it, try it, because I think it's a great deal. It's definitely a great deal. Now, before I go on to Canva so we could design our new summer scent labels, I just want to mention this book again. I did mention this in my last video about labels, but if you do not have it, you absolutely need it. If you are making bath and body skincare products, any type of cosmetic products, and you're making them yourself and you're selling them, you need to make sure that you are creating the labels properly according to the regulations. So this book is called Soap and Cosmetic Labeling: How to Follow the Rules and Regs Explained in Plain English, and this is by Marie Gale. So this is an incredibly helpful book. I definitely, if you guys see, I have so many post-its in here and notes. I refer to this quite often whenever I come up with a new product. I just always want to make sure that I'm following the rules, that I'm listing all my ingredients, that I'm listing the sizing of everything, and that there's always a reference to my business. And there's just a lot of things that you need to know to put on your labels. Those of us that are in the USA, this is an awesome reference book to have in your library. So here we are in Canva, and I just opened up my file that I work on with a bunch of labels on here. So this is my summertime scent from last year called Pineapple Bliss. We're changing the name and also going to be changing the design for the background. So I'm going to look up some pineapple backgrounds and see if I find something that I like. Just looking through anything that's tropical, anything that fits my theme of summer for the summer collection. So we're just going to try out different ones, and I just look through, try it out, click on it. If I don't like it, I delete it, and just keep going until I see something that I really like, and then we'll move forward with that. So it's really easy if you have the professional version of Canva to be able to use all of their graphics. You won't be limited on the stuff that you're allowed to use. So this is why I recommend that you guys get the professional version of the Canva subscription. So I'm going to go with this pineapple one here. We're going to create this as a background, and I love it. I think it fits our theme really well, and I just think it looks really fun, but at the same time I feel like it looks a little bit like luxurious. I don't know, there's just something about it that just is calling my name. So we're gonna go with this. We're gonna make some adjustments to what our label is saying on here, and that's it. That is the process. After I have one label done, if I need to make different sizes, I will just duplicate it. And now we're going to go ahead and export, and we're going to go to onlinelabels.com, and we're going to head over to their website with their template software that we could use. So I chose the size of the label that I need. I'm uploading the file here. We're going to go ahead and click on it, make it the right size. Like I said, I make it just a little bit bigger, just in case. Then export the file. Once that's done, we're ready to print. So compared to last year, I really like this design, and the colors look really good. So this is the new Pineapple Bliss, is now called Cabana Days. And the colors just look really good. And I love that the pineapple, everything is smaller. So this is kind of going to be my inspiration behind the other couple of scents that I need to do. But this is kind of what goes on in my head when I'm designing and when I'm looking through all the options that Canva has until I find something. And once I print it, I know for sure that I do like it. So this, let me show you this paper just as an example. And if you want to see the papers I use, I do have a lot of my papers linked in my Amazon storefront that you can get, or you could go directly to onlinelabels.com as well. But this is the label for this. So this is the size and this is the finish on it. So it is the weatherproof matte inkjet 2x5, and I get 8 labels per sheet, and I buy this big box that has 100 sheets in it. It's a little expensive, but it's totally worth it. And it comes with a total of 800 labels. So if you see, I think the labels came out pretty spot on. I don't want to remove them, but yeah, they came out really spot on, like right on the line. So if you size them properly in Canva and then transfer them over to the onlinelabels.com software, you should be able to fit them into that little square. Make sure everything is nice. And I always go a little bit over, just a tiny little bit, and that helps to get any white spaces kind of covered by the design. And since it's a continuous design, it looks good. It doesn't look like it's cut off at any point. So I think these came out perfect, and I'm really excited for this collection. So this is what I'm working on this week. I want to get this collection out of the door and into the shelves. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Again, I recommend the Epson Tank printer. I recommend onlinelabels.com for all of your paper, whether it's glossy or whether it's matte, always using the weatherproof option on those papers. And software, Canva, and the Online Labels template software, so you could print out these full sheets perfectly on your printer, and then the book for helping you create your labels properly according to regulations here in the US. And I think that's it. I think I covered everything. If there's anything else, let me know in the comments. And again, I'm sharing what works for me and what I've been doing and the way I've been doing it. So try those Amazon links, guys. I think you may really, really like them, and they might be a way for you to save some money and some time as well. So give it a try. Let me know if you guys like them, and everything will be linked in the description box below. Thank you for joining me once again, you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.